Okay, everyone, come on in, come on in. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to share a clip with you guys and probably an excerpt from an article. Listen to this video from beginning to end. Yes, it's free to do that. So go ahead and help get your algorithm by listening to my video from beginning to end. Let's drop some comments in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Okay, let me be clear regarding the migrant crisis. I have absolutely nothing against the migrants or the illegal immigrants because it is not their fault. No, it's not. Start off by saying that, and I want to be clear. I've been clear in plenty of other videos, so just know that it's not their fault. The United States leadership is to blame for a variety of things. To start off with economic issues, of course, the border crisis, student loan, just so much more. They are the culprits in all of this. It's not the migrants. I know someone posted a comment on one of my videos about this, basically stating that I think the migrants should know better not to come over here. In the fashion that they're doing is not fair, and I guess it's not legal or just. There's proper procedures and processes to go through, which I do understand, and I do believe those should be exercised and followed, but it's not their fault. It's not their fault that the leadership in this country is pretty much open arms. So, but yeah, citizens of the United States, including myself, it also depends on how you vote and who you vote for. But what I'm stating is that take a look in the mirror and take responsibility for who you voted for, your voting choices. Keep playing stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I mean, hey, another one bites the dust. So take a look in the mirror. Hold yourselves accountable for the official you vote for, from the highest office in the land to the municipalities. So, but yeah, just do something about this at the polls from a legislative perspective, form or fashion of voting differently, and vote responsibly. Most importantly, educate yourself before you go to the polls. But let me go ahead and pivot, you guys, because, well, it all connects. But talking about the tent city in Chicago, yes, tent city in Chicago for the migrants. To my understanding, they're basically citing that the migrants will be living better than legal citizens in the city of Chicago or the state of Illinois. This is just what's being reported. Let me go ahead and share audio and then share excerpts of this article, and then I'll come back with more of my commentary, reaction, and opinion. Okay, according to APnews.com, Chicago officials ink nearly $30 million contract with security firm to move migrants in winterized camps. Chicago officials have signed a nearly $30 million contract with a private security firm to relocate migrants seeking asylum from police stations and the cities to airports to winterized camps with massive tents before cold weather arrives, following the lead of New York City use of communal tents for migrants seeking asylum from the police station. Oh my gosh. Okay. Article further cites Garwood Federal Services and a subsidiary sealed the 1-year $29.4 million deal with Chicago on September 12th. Mayor Brandon Johnson announced plans to move about 1,600 migrants to a network of newly erected tent cities across the city. He said the relocation will occur before winter begins to shift and change. Many of those migrants have been living temporarily inside Chicago police stations or at O'Hare or Midway airports. Okay, let me interject really quickly. I see Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's point, because they're here. It's like, what do you do? From a humanity perspective, you do what's right. I mean, 1,600 people under his watch in his city, you just, he's the new mayor. This is his trajectory. This is his actions. We don't know what the other mayors would have done. But I'm still not rocking with Brandon Johnson because I believe he will be a one-term mayor. I don't believe he cares about the citizens, his constituents who voted him into office. Hence, making this move and other moves and prioritizing. My thing is that it should be fair across the board. That's all I'm stating. I get, and as I stated earlier, the migrants, the illegals, this is not their problem. The problem is the leadership in this country. Let me go ahead and speak of fairness. Let me go ahead and share this clip as well. Just a snip.
Come into a community and dump people in our community like this. This is not fair.
City's pressing migrant crisis in the spotlight now more than ever, and Southside residents are fired up over plans to put up tents.
Okay, as you can see, that lady basically stated that it's not fair. And voila, we're here. This is who was voted into office, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. To be honest, even if Lori Lightfoot would have won, I believe that still would have been the same. And yeah. So you guys can head on over to apnews.com and finish reading excerpts of that article, the entire article in itself. And then let me go ahead and share one more article with you guys, excerpts of this article. I found this to be quite interesting as well. And this crisis is primarily, to my understanding, I believe, in more of the Democratic states. Okay, this is another article from apnews.com, excerpts of this article. The President of the United States is allowing hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans in the country to work legally. And also, to my understanding, he's allowing them work permits. The Biden administration says it's granting temporary legal status to hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans who are already in the country, quickly making them eligible to work as it grapples with growing numbers of people fleeing the South American country and elsewhere to arrive at the United States-Mexico border. The move, along with promises to accelerate work permits for many migrants, may appease Democrat leaders who have pressured the White House to do more to aid asylum seekers, while also providing grits for Republicans who say the President, Joe Biden, has been too lax on immigration. The Homeland Security Department plans to grant temporary protected status to an estimated 472,000 Venezuelans who arrived in the country as of July 31st, making it easier for them to get authorization to work in the United States. That's been a key demand of Democrat mayors and governors who are struggling to care for an increased number of migrants in their care. Now, let me interject really quickly. Like I said before, I did a few clips on this, quite a few, and I went over the sanctuary states and cities, you guys. So as you can see, according to AP News, they cited Democratic mayors and governors. So that tells you where the traffic, and I say that respectfully, but just the influx of migrants is heading to, because the Democrat governors and mayors welcome them. Yeah, the people that you voted for welcome them. So, and hey, it's your prerogative. You can vote for who you want to vote for. Okay. The article further cites that's in addition to about 242,700 Venezuelans who already qualified for temporary status before Wednesday's announcement. Oh, wow. So it's almost 1 million then. Okay. All right, you guys. So what are your thoughts on this? The tent city in Chicago. Mind you, homeless epidemic crisis has been a problem in the United States for decades now. Economic issues, rent, housing, all of that has been an issue, especially within the past, 4 years, so to speak, since this administration had taken over. Health, all of that, healthcare, all of that. So it's just interesting because, I mean, they're helping them, but also too, there were so many people who lost their jobs because they didn't take the pow, because they didn't take the JAB. So there are plenty of people who lost their employment. There are plenty of people who had to leave their place of employment, and mandates were for everyone. So what about that now? which I didn't agree with it. But again, that goes back to who's in office and who the majority of the people voted for or elected, to hold certain positions. So, but I just think it's totally fair, because are they getting tested? Are they being required? How is this playing out from a health perspective, a safety perspective as well? What about the criminal aspect of it? You don't know anything about the individuals who are over here, the migrants who are over here. You just don't. And I'm saying this respectfully. So I do believe proper protocols should be in place. And most importantly, American citizens need to be prioritized first and foremost, the ones who voted these elected officials in office. So, but I will say this much, you guys. Let me just piggyback on the voting aspect of this. Do the work and put pressure on your local officials that works for you, your area, your community, your city, your state, and more. I mean, you can email them, you can tweet them, Facebook them, or whatever. Of course, keep it respectful, peaceful, most importantly. But leverage your vote. Leverage it. Do the work, United States taxpayers, United States citizens. Do the work. If you want something different, as far as leadership-wise, from a political perspective, because these decisions will affect generations to come. So if you want something different, vote different, support different, and keep the pressure on them respectfully and peacefully. If you decide to participate in the voting process this upcoming election season, and keep in mind, everyone, you have a lot of political officials who are dropping it low and spreading it wide for some votes and they're gathering other people to appease and appeal to certain cultures to try to grab a vote. But just think about it before you vote. Take accountability and be a responsible voter in this season. That's my suggestion to everyone who will be participating in the voting process. So, but let me know your thoughts about the tent city in Chicago. My understanding, and based off of other reports, I believe they're going to have 3 meals a day. I think some of the tents, or however they design it, it's going to have like a shower area. It's going to be like their own probably little studio. And yeah, so they will be living better than all the homeless people who were here in Chicago. Word on the curb is that some people who are citizens are actually posing as migrants or immigrants. I don't know how they're doing that, but I've heard that word on the street in different conversations or whatever. I'm like, wow, because they're feeling that, hey, they need help too, and in order to be prioritized, they feel that they have to pose as a migrant or a legal migrant. So I don't know. Some people are out here doing what they have to do, and I'm not here to judge that, and I'm not here to promote that, anything that's not within the law. So, but yeah. So let me know your thoughts. I will be running some polls on this. I thank you guys for your support. Let's get the discussion going in the comment section. Like this video, share this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.